What camera is it? Okay, we're just gonna choose one. I am Rachel Berry from the hit show Glee.
Yeah.
I love Glee, guys. Let's talk about this. I love Glee.
Don't tell me nothing.
And that just live, just sit and putter. Guys.
Jess is in her
anyway,
Glee era.
I'm in my Glee era, and it's funny because I actually can't sing. Fun fact.
That's okay, because
So-
Rachel Berry can, so you are Rachel Berry.
Sure, yeah.
Amazing. And then we've got Millie as a childless cat lady.
Get us on camera. Yeah.
Yay!
Hey.
Queen.
Yeah, a popular word that's been thrown around a lot these last couple months has been a childless cat lady by certain people. So yeah, that is what I am because I love that. I love childless cat ladies.
Well, you're our
Swift is one, and
favorite.
she's
You're our
superior.
favorite.
You're our favorite
lady.
childless cat lady.
Yeah, taking it in
My
stride.
cat, her name is Tutu.
Oh my gosh,
cutie.
Like,
Tutu.
and it actually says her name on it, but you can't see it.
That's super cute. And then we've got Paige, which at first glance you can't really tell who she is, but she is actually Jess today.
She is Miss
in
Jess.
costume as Jess. Jess loves orange. Jess does her eyeliner. She's
She's got the Jess makeup.
Yeah.
Blush is on point.
Let me try to.
I got the, what's it called? I got the Uggs on.
She's got the Uggs.
Wait, which way is it? This way? Wait, this way. Lanyard.
She's got
Yes.
I have crafted my outfit to match our Queen Jess because icon and
Icon living.
diva
Yeah.
and inspiration.
Diva, shall we say?
Diva, shall we say? And I thought that I could really embody her for this evening.
And you did.
That's what I decided to do.
I think you're doing a great
You
job.
did. 10 out of 10, Jess.
Yeah.
And please also send us your costumes. What are you guys
Oh my
going to be
gosh,
for Halloween
yeah,
this year?
please do. And with that, let's go ahead and introduce the movie today.
Yes. So, of course, we had to keep it spooky this week.
We did.
And so we watched Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, also known as Beetlejuice 2.
Beetlejuice 2. And it was an interesting situation because I had not seen the first one, and you have.
Yes, this is not the first time we've watched a sequel on here that Keeley has not seen the first one, too.
Yeah, this is very true. It's not
However,
very media student
so
of
yeah.
me, but
But it's okay.
whatevs. Anyway, those were our costumes. Hope you enjoy. And so we'll get into Beetlejuice Beetlejuice. So it's directed by none other than King Tim Burton.
Yeah.
He brought us The Night Before Christmas, so I'm not surprised. The Nightmare Before Christmas, my bad. So I'm not surprised that Beetlejuice Beetlejuice was as crazy and fantastic as a
Oh,
Nightmare was
yes.
too.
And then you've got an all-star cast. You've got Winona Ryder, Michael Keaton, Catherine O'Hara, all reprising their roles. And then new for this year, you've got Jenna Ortega. She's our modern Halloween queen.
Yeah.
We've got Monica Bellucci. We've got Danny DeVito, Willem Dafoe. Just an all-around great cast.
Yeah. And obviously, we've got spoiler alerts here. You can't really avoid the spoilers in our show, but we do the best. So we'll let you know when our plot summary is over by giving you a hand signal like we did last week. And there's a content warning. We've got violent content. We've got bloody images, strong language, drug use, and suggestive material. So as we show you these clips, just be aware of that if that would be triggering
You
for
guys
you.
all know how crazy the juice is.
The
He's
juice
nuts.
is loose.
Oh, yeah.
And with that, we'll go ahead and transition into our trailer. Mwahahaha.
Here's a preview. Be warned, it's intense.
Can't believe Grandpa's dead.
Death is hard.
Yeah, sometimes I think life is harder.
When I was a teenager, a trickster demon terrorized our entire family and tried to force me to marry him. I believed he was gone forever until you found this in the attic.
Ew. Who's Beetlejuice?
Don't ever say that name.
Beetlejuice.
No, Astrid! I am serious. If you say his name 3 times, he will appear.
Beetlejuice.
The juice is loose.
I'm gonna make you so happy.
The living. The dead. Can they coexist? That's what we're here to find out.
Where's Beetlejuice?
Where's Beetlejuice?
Beetlejuice.
Feel free to express yourselves. Don't be afraid.
You're a figment of my imagination.
Really? Is this a figment of your imagination?
Yeah,
Oh yeah, guys.
that's the one. And yeah, we have a lot to say, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, this movie was crazy.
It was crazy.
It was definitely wild.
But before we get into that, we're going to go ahead and do our plot summary. Plot summary, guys. It's going to be full of spoilers. So, just letting you know. Oh, do you want to do that after?
Yeah, we'll
Okay.
switch it up today.
Heck yeah.
A little scary for you guys.
All right, do you want to
Alrighty.
go?
Yeah, I'll start us off. Alrighty, so here we go. In present day, Lydia is now the host of a paranormal talk show called Ghost House that has estranged her from her daughter. Her daughter Astrid is still mourning the death of her father, who went missing and is presumed dead in the Amazon. When taping a new episode of the show, Lydia hallucinates and starts seeing Beetlejuice in the audience.
Later, Lydia receives a call from her stepmother Delia informing her that her father Charles has died in a tragic accident. Lydia, Delia, and Astrid all travel to Winter River for Charles's funeral at his old home. While the funeral takes place, Rory, Lydia's boyfriend, begs for Lydia to marry him on Halloween, and she agrees without a choice. Upset, Astrid goes into town to get away from her family, where she meets Jeremy, whom she forms a connection with and decides to spend Halloween with.
In the underworld, Beetlejuice oversees an office along with Bob, his head shrunken companion. Beetlejuice is still obsessed with Lydia and wants to marry her. He's interrupted by Wolf Jackson, the underworld's lead detective, who tells him that his ex-wife, Dolores, has escaped from captivity and is going on a murder spree, with Beetlejuice as her final target. This is because after marrying her during the Black Plague, Beetlejuice killed Dolores while she was trying to steal his soul as an immortality ritual.
Yeah. Back in the real world, Astrid discovers that Jeremy is a ghost, and he begs her to go with him into the afterlife in order to bring him back to life. Jeremy offers her the chance to see her father again, and her father died, and Astrid agrees. Lydia learns from a realtor that Jeremy murdered his parents 23 years before and then dying after falling out of his treehouse. Realizing her daughter is in trouble, Lydia goes to Jeremy's house and finds that Jeremy has already taken Astrid with him to the underworld. Desperate, Lydia summons Beetlejuice and signs a marriage contract in order to save Astrid. Opening a hole between both worlds, Wolf Jackson is alerted that Beetlejuice has a human with him in the underworld.
As Lydia and Beetlejuice look for Astrid, Jeremy reveals to her that he tricked her into giving up her soul so that he can come back to life. Mortified, Astrid is taken to the soul train to the great beyond, but is seen by her father, Richard, who follows her. Lydia finds Astrid and is able to get her off the soul train. They escape onto the sand planet Titan, where they are saved by Richard from a sandworm. Richard takes them back to the real world, while Beetlejuice sends Jeremy to hell. This is an actual plot point, guys.
Yeah.
While all this happens, Delia is bitten by two poisonous snakes that were sold to her as being defanged, and she dies. She arrives in the afterlife and summons Beetlejuice to help her find Charles. She agrees in exchange that Delia will help him find Lydia.
Back in the real world, Astrid apologizes to her mother for not believing in ghosts. The pair arrive at the church for Lydia's wedding to Rory. Beetlejuice appears with Delia and interrupts the ceremony and uses a truth serum that forces Rory to admit he never believed in Lydia's abilities and has only been using her for her money. Whoa. Beetlejuice gets ready to marry Lydia, but then Dolores arrives seeking revenge. Wolf also arrives, but Beetlejuice freezes him and his police force to avoid arrest and continue the wedding. Astrid opens a portal to summon a sandworm from Titan, and Beetlejuice makes it eat Dolores and Rory. Astrid reveals that because Beetlejuice illegally brought Lydia into the afterlife, their marriage contract is voided. Lydia says Beetlejuice's name 3 times and banishes him back to the afterlife. Delia returns to the afterlife with Wolf, and she is reunited with Charles's spirit as he is about to board the soul train to the great beyond.
As everything returns to normal, Lydia ends her show to spend more time with Astrid. However, Lydia has recurring nightmares about Beetlejuice, knowing that he will never give up on his love for her.
And that's it.
Crazy.
It's wild, it's crazy, it's everything.
It's just as zany and imaginative and creepy in like a cool, fun way that the original was. Just like plot was crazy this time.
Plot is insane. So we have just like some plot points for the overall opinions. My first one just said crazy fever dream. I felt like I was asleep and dreaming.
Oh yeah.
It was very interesting. Like the gore was crazy too. Like it was all very realistic, but the way that they depicted it kind of made it entertaining and funny in a way, and it was so interesting. There was a point in the movie where I was like, okay, that's enough. I'm done with like the blood and the heads of people getting cut off. Like there was a breaking point for me, but I understand it thematically.
And then there was a lot of crazy visuals in here. You've got black and white imagery, you've got claymation, you've got practical effects, you've got visual effects, you have CGI. You have them all sort of working together to create this like really crazy and insane world that is just like, it has such a specific tone and just such like a specific Tim Burton vibe that like doing anything other than like a like mixed media piece just feels really weird. Like especially the black and white portions where they made it seem like a 1930s, 1940s type movie. That was like really nice, and it was like, damn, like we're still watching like Beetlejuice too.
We are.
And we've got this like black and white silent film cinematography going on.
Yeah. Different contrasting visuals for sure.
But it was really nice. It really worked well.
Yeah, it did work well. I mean, for it to be a crazy fever dream, it makes sense that we're kind of like coming back and forth from live action to claymation. So yeah, Monica Bellucci is Dolores.
Mother.
Queen.
She ate in this movie.
She did eat. We were saying we expected her to have like more of an important role in it.
Yeah, like they set her up to be the like main villain.
Yeah.
Which I guess she like was, but not really.
No.
Like, I don't know. Like they set her up to be the main villain in this main thing, but she just kind of like walked around.
She walked around the halls.
Yeah.
Like half the movie.
Like most of it was just like her looking really nice, just like walking around and like sucking people's souls.
Like she was mothering, but
yeah, but then when it came time to like when she confronted them and it was like, ooh, the big bad got us, they got rid of her really quickly.
They did. She didn't put up a fight.
It was like an afterthought.
Yeah. I actually don't have this on here, but while we were reading the plot summary, it reminded me how evil Jeremy's character was.
Oh,
absolutely
insane
ruthless.
Levels of gaslighting.
Insane levels of gaslighting.
I will say James Dean costume did eat.
Yes.
I didn't know what he was, and then Jonah Ortega pointed it out, and I was like, "Ooh, wait,
yeah,
costume ate." But
and then what was she? She was like Marie Curie.
Oh, she was Mary Curie.
After
post radiation.
Yeah, post radiation poisoning. That was really funny. And yeah, Jenna Ortega did a great job in this movie.
Element.
As usual, she's a really great actress.
She's really good at getting spooky and zany. I really trust her.
Well, I mean, she was Wednesday, and she didn't mess up Wednesday, so it makes sense that she was able to.
And also, just like her being Winona Ryder's daughter,
makes
especially
sense.
like Lydia's, like it makes sense. Like I can.
They look
that.
Similar. You're right.
Yeah, and then Winona Ryder actually said that the reason that it took 36 years to make this movie is because Jenna Ortega wasn't alive yet.
Oh, that's so
Cutie
cute.
patootie.
She was the missing piece.
Yeah.
Honestly, I
believe that.
I'm a vibe with that. Yeah, I'm vibing with that. Yeah, I think that's kind of it for our overall opinions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's see what we thought a few days ago when we actually watched this in the theater.
Yeah, first reactions. Go ahead and enjoy.
Okay, hey guys. It's Michael and Keeley.
And guess what? Theater's empty, so we can be loud.
Yes, we are here for Beetlejuice Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
aka Beetlejuice 2.
Yeah. Excited.
I'm ready. I haven't seen the movie in a while, but I'm pretty sure I remember the main plot points.
I haven't seen the first Beetlejuice at all, so we'll see what I remember and what I know.
Yeah, so it should be fun, and as always, we will let you know our thoughts throughout.
Yeah.
See you soon. No, it's just been a crazy 10 minutes. Yeah. I'm a bit confused, a bit lost. Yeah. But it's really cool to look at. Yeah. And Jenna Ortega just showed up, so yeah, we'll let you know.
Well, what do you know, guys? Someone said it 3 times. And guess who shows up?
They never learned their lesson. I don't think he wants to just eat candy with her.
No, he wants to eat her candy.
There is so much happening now. People are dead. People are going into the afterlife. People are trying to steal souls. It's crazy. It's literally insane.
I feel like I'm watching 5 movies at once, and I don't know which one to prioritize my watching for.
Okay, so the movie became tuned for 5 seconds. Sandworms and everything. But now it's super cute and super fun.
Now it's super sentimental, and we have family bonding time. But also, people are still trying to not die.
Okay guys, movie's over. It was wild, it was insane, it was crazy. Lots to talk about on the pod. So future us in 5 seconds.
Future us in 5 seconds.
Get ready.
Real. I don't know what to say. The ending I did not like, but the movie I did like. It's just kind of it was an overstimulation, fever dream, crazy. Well, we'll just talk about it on the pod.
Yeah, it was crazy.
And this is Future Us now.
Hey guys.
Yeah, I forgot about the Dune sandworms.
Yes,
that was crazy.
Because they're sandworms. And then it's a desert planet, and it's
yes. Michael and I were just talking about this
Atreides.
While you guys were listening to the initial thoughts, that we were all oh, we're the only ones in the theater right now. And then 5 seconds after we stopped that recording, these 2 people come in and 2 more people come in. We're psh,
it's okay.
Our luck.
Back to the good old content.
Good old content.
Yes. So yeah, let's go. I definitely do agree with Miss Keeley about the ending. She was insane,
Yeah.
the ending.
Yeah.
I thought it was fun, but she was crazy.
It was fun. There were just certain moments. I'll get into this, but when they were lip syncing, when Beetlejuice put a spell on them to all be singing a song, I was okay, this is awesome. But then people were dying, and then the sandworms came out, and then people's souls were sucked, and I was oh, just get me out of here.
It was there was 10 million different things going on.
Yeah. Anyways, now we're going to go ahead into our crew appreciation segment. And we are so delighted to say that today's crew appreciation segment is VFX.
Yes.
The VFX team, because y'all really did your thing on this one.
Oh, yes. This would not be Beetlejuice if it wasn't for the VFX, because I feel that's really what makes, I want to say, 60% of this movie work.
Yeah.
Is the VFX.
I would say. Michael, I learned a new word recently.
Ooh.
Verisimilitude. And that is basically the realism that you can achieve through a fictional world. And I think that this movie has so much verisimilitude because of the VFX.
Do tell.
And it was just really well done, and everything was very realistic. Sometimes in a negative way because it was very gory and bloody. But for the most part, it was pretty cool. And there's one scene here that we want to play where it's probably the most girl boss thing I've ever seen in a horror-esque movie. It's Dolores's introduction. She's kind of all separate. All of her body parts are separated in these crates. And then she rebuilds herself to Tragedy by the Bee Gees. And I was this is girl boss.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and watch that now. Please enjoy, and enjoy the song too.
Yay.
not supposed to be back here. Don't make me tell you twice.
Worries Beetlejuice.
Anyway, R.I.P. Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
That was such a funny little clip where he's just like, he's so small compared to her, and she walks up to him and she's just like,
ah. Where is he?
Anyway, obviously that was Supergirl Boss. It was kind of gross, so I'm sorry if you watched that and you didn't like it. But
yes,
I mean, that's firsthand VFX
Power
is
of
crazy.
VFX. And another little VFX thing that I thought was really interesting was so it's like a little like stop motion claymation animation that happens towards the beginning when like Charles dies.
Yes.
And then like spoiler, but like it's in theaters. When is it not a spoiler? But
this whole show's a spoiler.
When he dies, like he basically doesn't have a head. And then it's crazy because the reason they did that is because I guess the OG actor got canceled for something. I saw this somewhere. I don't know what he did, but he got canceled for something. And so because they still need his character in there, they just didn't give him a head so that they didn't have to have him in there. So I thought it was really interesting that they worked around that with claymation.
Yeah.
And like if you didn't have that info, it would have just been like, oh, that was just like a decision that they made.
Yeah, I didn't know that. So that
so
makes
it was really
sense,
interesting.
Though. Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's just really funny.
Heck yeah. And yeah, the VFX was awesome in all of the ways that it was used. And in the claymation too, it was cool. And then obviously like that character of Charles, the guy who had his head cut off, that must have been so much work for the VFX artist.
Oh yeah.
To have him like have that be superimposed like on every single tiny frame. Oh, yes. So yeah, and there are currently over 100 credited crew on the VFX team on IMDb. So to each and every one of those people, then yeah, you guys did great. If any of y'all are watching right now from the VFX crew of Beetlejuice, you did a great job.
They are doing things that we cannot.
Yeah.
Digital media only takes us so far.
Digital media only takes us so far. And you know what? Adobe, it's not for everybody.
Definitely not for me.
It is for some people. It is for our girl Jess. But
yeah,
that's about it. But, you know, so that's our segment.
To each their own. Yeah. Now it's time for individual segments.
Yeah.
So this week we are doing a comparative segment, a little comparative literature.
Take it away, King.
/ film one. Yay. So, of course, we have Beetlejuice 1, and now we have the sequel. But there was also a musical about the first one. So we've got a remix of a remix of a remix. Putting some media theory in there. And yeah, so they all work differently to sort of achieve the same goal, which makes sense to me. The musical is just sort of like the first movie, just on stage, IRL with music. I think it's really cool that the musical was able to sort of get those like sort of VFX elements that the film has and be able to sort of put it on stage like that, because that definitely is not something that happens super easily. But I also feel like because a lot of the VFX is very practical, it's a lot easier to, you know, adapt Beetlejuice as a musical than, say, if you want to make like a Dune musical. Not to bring up Dune all the time.
I would love to hear a Dune musical, to be honest.
But yeah, not to bring up Dune every 5 seconds, but
no, it deserves the recognition.
It's the damn sandworms.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it was all that. And with the first movie, again, it being the first one and it being the foundation, had a lot more structure. The plot was a lot more linear. And it just flowed a lot better. Whereas the sequel just, you know, I took the sequel for what it was. It's just like another fun little romp with these characters. You know, it's more just sort of about
it's the nostalgia
them and their lives and the nostalgia and more about that. So, you know, I went into it thinking like I went into the film thinking like that, and I was happy with what I got. It was just sort of fun to see these characters and sort of where they ended up. And both the musical and the sequel kind of do that whole kind of like, OMG, look what we're doing. Look what song is playing. Oh my God, Deo. You know where that is.
Do you remember that one?
Yeah. Which I do love. I love a good callback. It Must Be Says really fun. And then also with the second one, it was like inevitable that they were going to do that. And the musical has those same little motifs. And I think that that's really fun. I know a lot of people don't like it. And it's like, rah, like they're just going off the nostalgia of the first one and what everyone liked about it. And it's like, but isn't that the point? Isn't that the point?
I agree, it is.
So I really enjoy that. And all three keep that same sort of zany, crazy Tim Burton vibe. Like I've seen all three and they've all they all match. Like one is not super tonally different than the other, which I think is great. I feel like the tone of Beetlejuice is really what makes it work in the film that it is, where it's like, yes, it's this like Halloween scary movie, but it's also like really fun and like, you know, just sort of colorful and crazy. And I feel like, yeah, like I feel like that's the integrity of the story and they've kept it that way across all three. And honestly, I know a lot of people really hate the like, it's a movie, it's a musical, it's been done again. I know with Mean Girls it was a big one with it being a movie, then a musical, then a movie musical. I know a lot of people don't like that. For Beetlejuice, I feel like it worked because I feel like in both the first and second movies, if any of the characters broke out into song at any point, I honestly wouldn't be that taken aback from it.
No.
Because I feel like the setting and the world that it creates, it's like, yeah, like if they started singing, I really wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah,
I
agree.
think it just sets it up really perfectly like that. And all three are just really fun Halloween vibes. And I think they're all great. So yeah, 10 out of 10 on all three of them.
Have you watched the musical live?
I have not. I've seen little bits and pieces of it.
That's valid.
Little slime tutorial.
I know. Little no borax,
tutorial.
no glue.
No borax, no glue. Maybe some phloem, but yeah.
Maybe, yeah.
So yeah, that's what I've got.
Yeah. I love.
Pretty
Thank
great.
you.
Yay. Keely's
Amazing.
turn.
I do want to just back off of your point because I think you made a good point about, you know, like, oh, everybody doesn't like these remakes. People don't like these sequels. But I think it's so important to do, especially in sci-fi movies where the technology is so much better nowadays.
Yes.
Like that was back in the 80s. Now they have AI, they have green screens. I can't really speak about that too much because I don't actually know what I'm talking about, but I know that the technology is so much better. So obviously they want to try and depict the story through that kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Heck yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go into my segment, and I'm so excited for my segment because I'm just gonna be talking about Catherine O'Hara.
Yay!
And I love Catherine O'Hara so much. She is my queen. She's been my queen since I watched Home Alone back when I was like 5 or 6 years old. She's Kevin's mom in Home Alone. She has the iconic Kevin scream, and honestly, I love to talk about this woman. She's Canadian too. We love Canadian talent. I think that her performance in this movie low-key carried everybody. I think it was the funniest performance.
Yeah.
She just has such a specific type of comedy to herself. And also she brought like so much energy of Moira Rose here. Moira, my queen.
Yeah.
I love Schitt's Creek so much. And I love that she was able to kind of like carry that through over to Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you were able to catch this, but her art exhibition. So Delia is an artist and she's doing like these experimental art exhibitions. And that's where we see her when she finds out that her husband has died in a plane crash. And her art exhibition actually has a clip from her in Schitt's Creek when Moira's character...
really?
Yeah, Moira's character gets hired onto like this really dumb low-budget movie about murderous crows. And she's like the mom of the crows and she has to like wear a crow costume. And I saw that in there. It was literally her, like her arms were out and there were crows all around. And I was like, I feel like I've seen this before. I thought that was really funny.
Oh, that's so fun.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember what the name was. It was something so silly. It was like where the crow caws or something like that. So her credits include Home Alone 1 and 2, obviously. iconic queen. She's gorgeous in that film too. Beetlejuice won, obviously, because she did come back for the second one. She's also Sally on The Nightmare Before Christmas. So obviously this is not her first work with Tim Burton, so Tim must like her. She's on Pippi Longstocking. She's in The Addams Family. So that's another like kind of creepy family Halloween kind of thing.
She's really the like holiday queen.
She is the holiday queen.
Halloween.
She does.
She's got them covered.
You go, girl. She's on Elemental, and she was just in The Wild Robot, which we talked about last week. She was the opossum.
Yes, and I
with
didn't
all
even
of the
know
kids.
that was her.
And she did such a good job. And honestly, before I was checking out her credits on IMDb, I didn't know how much voice acting she did. And she actually did. She has a lot of credits on voice acting, and she has more credits on movies than she does in TV. But obviously, Schitt's Creek surpasses everything. I love that movie so much. She's also on live shows such as Saturday Night Live and Whose Line Is It Anyway? Have you heard of Whose Line?
I've heard of it, yes.
It is so funny. I wish I could. Who's this? Oh, it's Hey Dev. We got our buddy Dev out the window. Whose Line Is It Anyway is this like improv show, and it is so funny. And I didn't know that she was a guest on that. I think I'm gonna have to check that out on YouTube.
I've seen her SNL skit. Well, not her skit, her whole show that she did.
Show?
Because I'm a big SNL fan.
I love me some SNL too. SNL has not died. It really hasn't.
I'll defend it until I die. I don't care.
Me too, girl.
Like, love SNL.
I'm here for it. So we're gonna talk about Schitt's Creek a little bit. I love that show so much. I think I've said that 5 times already. So Schitt's Creek finally got its time. It was kind of unpopular before. It got its time around 2020 when everybody was locked in their houses and they needed something to watch. And it really wasn't doing well. I don't know how it got renewed for more seasons, but I'm so glad that it did, because once all of those seasons were over, everybody started to watch. And it won a Golden Globe Award, it won Screen Actors Guild Award, Canadian Screen Awards, Critics' Choice, Emmys, and then a lot of these wins were actually individually for Catherine O'Hara for her performance as Moira. And if you've ever seen clips from her, her accent is so funny. I can't even. And obviously, she definitely deserves that Best Actress win and all of those things, because she's so funny. And since this is our Halloween episode, I do want to highlight a Schitt's Creek costume that is probably the most iconic thing that I've ever seen come out of a character. So here she is.
Yes.
So she wore this to a wedding in the last episode of the very last season. This is what she's a guest at this wedding, by the way.
Oh yeah.
And this is what she wears.
Icon.
It's so iconic.
It's
I know some people who have been this for Halloween, and it ate,
Oh God,
and it was
giving
amazing.
like Rihanna Met Gala.
Yeah, I get that. Yeah, so she's funny, and Moira's wig collection is just crazy and expansive. Anyway, going back to Beetlejuice, I think that Delia's character was so funny. Again, she's just got such a specific personalized type of comedy that she's just finessed perfectly. And we're going to just watch a little tiny clip here of Delia at her art collective. She's trying to harness her grief after Charles. And it's a funny little 1-minute clip.
What? Why? No!
Serena, what's wrong? Oh, I'm trying to capture the perfect primal scream. I'm going to blow it up, mount it on the wall, and I invite all of you to do the same.
Why?
For the collective. We cannot sincerely celebrate all that was good about our dearly departed, not until we release the horror that they inflicted upon us.
Oh my God. I was helpfully getting some boxes in town, then I heard you screaming. Are you all right?
It was Delia.
Oh, Delia.
I'm good.
Ignore her.
Her little, I'm good. That was what got me.
And that's real though. Like Rory was scary.
Rory was weird. He was creepy from the jump. He was love bombing.
The scariest character in this movie was Rory.
Rory and Jeremy, both of them were love bombers. Both of them were gaslighters.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, Catherine O'Hara is icon, and that's what I want you to take away from my segment.
Yes.
That's what I got.
And now it's time for your segment. We're going to head over to our Instagram right now, in theaters near you.
All of y'all.
And let's see what questions you've been asking us.
I'm excited.
Yeah, a lot of you thought we were watching Smile 2.
This is true.
This is true. It was, in fact, Beetlejuice 2.
It was. But you know what? The poll was not too... It was like almost 50-50.
It was like 50-50.
Yeah, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
And if you guys want to partake in interactive polls like that, you can go ahead and follow our Instagram at In Theaters Near You.
Plug.
We've got like a whole bunch of stories up right now. Oh my gosh, who are we? Influencers?
Influencer era.
Okay, we'll start from... Oh, this is amazing. We have a lot of questions today. We've got... Okay, the first one is Thief the companion of joy in...
I think it's
grief. No. Okay, is grief?
No.
What?
Is comparison the thief of joy? That's what I meant to say.
Okay, so it says, is Thief the companion of joy in regards to the first movie? But okay, we understand is comparison the thief of joy in regards to the first movie. Like, is it bad for us to be comparing this one to the first one? It's okay, guys. We got there.
Thank you, Paige, for understanding the academic lingo.
Thanks, Queen.
Okay.
Go ahead.
You know what? I feel like with sequels like this, where it's like a legacy sequel, where it's like, is it a continuation? Sure, but it's really just about like, you know what I mean? It's like Top Gun Maverick, where it's like, is it a sequel? Yes. But is it more of just like a legacy, like, OMG, look at us, where we've come thing? I feel like it's okay to like separate them. Obviously, they're going to have that sort of relationship to each other. And like, sure, I don't think like both movies flow into each other perfectly. But I don't know. Sometimes we just need to have fun at the movie theater.
Yeah, I think it's just like you go to the theater with an open mind and just don't think about any of the past experiences and then just form an opinion from there. Yeah. Okay. Second one.
Let us see. Okay, so we have... I feel like they toned down the character of Beetlejuice in the second movie. Do you agree?
I can't speak on this because I haven't seen the first.
I've seen the first one. I haven't seen it in a while, so I can't really remember, but like, I wouldn't be surprised if they did. Because, I mean, like...
Well, he was funny. I didn't find him very scary. Was he scary in the first movie?
I think toned down, I think they mean, like, what he's saying.
Oh, was he more raunchy last time?
I feel like he probably was. I don't really remember, but, like, perchance. I feel like if he was raunchier, they definitely toned it down a bit.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, even the character of Beetlejuice in general is a little like...
He's an interesting man.
We're tiptoeing the line for kids' movies.
Yeah, we are tiptoeing the line. It's just like the adult humor that they put in a kid's movie. Mm-hmm. And then they contrast that with, like, Bob. Bob exists.
Justice for Bob.
Yeah, real.
Justice for Bob. Alrighty.
Okay, next one. Also, while we're on the topic, I saw this really funny Instagram reel of a chihuahua dressed up as Bob. It was in a wheelchair with like a little Bob costume and the chihuahua's head was poking out. It was so funny.
Oh my god.
Okay. How was Winona Ryder's performance as Lydia all these years later? You take it away.
I thought it was good. I feel like Lydia is like that like classic Winona Ryder archetype.
Yeah.
Where it's like kind of weird girl, but she's also like really cool. And like, yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like her in Stranger Things, her and like Winona was always very good at being like...
She's very goth.
Like she was always, like even in Little Women, like it's very like, you know, like she was never really like the very like girly or overtly feminine character. She was always sort of like, she had some like spunk to all of her characters. And I feel like it was really similar. I mean, in the first movie, Lydia was really like, she was like deep in that emo phase. Like, she had a black room. She was really deep in it. And Delia hated it so much. Like, they beefed so bad in that movie. In this one, she's definitely mellowed out. You know, she's still got, like, that signature haircut. She's still got the goth clothes. but it's a little bit more sort of lived in. She's got a lot more emotions going on. And so I think it was a nice shift. I feel like, you know, we see her go from like 16 to like, I don't know, I want to say she's like in her like
early 40s
in this movie. So I thought it was a nice shift. How do you think she did, Keeley?
I think she did a great job. I mean, obviously, I didn't see the first one, so I can't really comment on like her acting as a younger person. But I think she did emulate a lot more of like a mature personality, even though she was still erratic and stressed and experiencing like Beetlejuice. I think she was able to communicate it very clearly as a character. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What's our next one? Oh. Do you want?
Is it my turn? Okay, I'll
it's
read
your turn.
Oh yeah, it is my turn. Okay, favorite scene. Oh, this is a good one. Ooh.
I have to think about this one.
Okay, my favorite one, not because, like, this is, I should say like a VFX one, but my favorite one just because it was so dumb and it was so cringy, but for these two characters it worked so good, and that's when Jenna Ortega meets Jeremy, and then she's like, and then she was like, oh my God, like, you're reading Crime and Punishment? And he's like, yeah, I've read it like 3 times. And she's like, it's only like the best work of literature. Like, it was just so...
You read Dostoevsky?
Oh my God, like, it was so just like pretentious, like... It was just so like cringy to watch, but it was just so in character for both of them that like I just had to laugh because this happens IRL, and it's just, I don't know. That's what really stuck out to me. Yeah. I really like that one.
That is funny. I wish we had a recording of Michael's reactions on that scene. Like he went over to me. He was like, "Oh my gosh, stop!" But like, it was so funny.
It was too good. It was too good.
He was like, "No." It was cringe, but it was meant to be that way.
It was cringe, but it was like realistic cringe.
I would say my favorite scenes are the Soul Train scenes because it's full of dancing. You know, it's my people, and really good disco music. And yeah, nothing specific, but I had a great time.
I also like that they made like crossing over seem like a fun little happy dance thing.
Yeah, it was a fun little happy dance.
I just realized that like while we were in the room.
Yeah.
Nice little depiction.
Amazing. We are actually kind of short on time, so I don't know if we can do another question.
We'll do one more.
Okay, we'll do one more. We'll do
just because we love you guys.
Speed run round.
We'll do one more.
Okay. Thoughts on Dolores? I heard people say that she's an unnecessary character. Well, we were kind of talking about that. She wasn't seen a lot, but she had her girl boss moment in the beginning. She walked around the halls and then she died. That's about it.
Yeah, I feel like she added like some conflict, but it was like
it wasn't threatening enough.
Conflict that never really like the points didn't really cross. Like, they crossed at the end.
Yeah.
But then it was like she died like immediately.
Yeah.
I mean, I love Monica Bellucci. I really liked her in The Matrix. I forget what other movie.
Her little scar across her face was so girl boss.
It was really good.
Harry Potter 2.0.
Yeah, but I mean, could she have been taken out?
I don't think she was necessary for moving the plot forward, but I think she was necessary for like filling in the plot. You know what I mean?
And it was fun. It was fun to see Dolores.
Yeah.
It was fun to see her.
She was cool.
I really liked her.
Okay, and with that, here's our closing thoughts. Film was awesome. Film was crazy. I needed a couple business days to, like really get into the vibes, absorb it. So let's go ahead and thank our crew.
Woo.
Flip it over to, thank you, Miss Rachel Berry. Yeah. Thank you, Rachel.
Thanks, Rachel.
Thank you, Childless Cat Lady, and thank you, Jess. And with that, we will be doing an interesting show next week.
Yes.
We may or may not have some guests on the pod, and we also may or may not be guests on another pod. That's all we'll say right now. Thank you to our crew, obviously, and shout out to Sophia. Happy birthday, Sophia! Also, happy birthday, Savannah, but she doesn't watch. And shout out to Olive, wherever you are.
Olive.
Hey, niece. Hey, queen. Go to bed soon. It's late. And that's all we got, I think. Yes. Oh, and listen to Chromacopia. Listen to Tyler's new album. Yes. Yeah, Patreon night right now.
Yes. See you guys next week.
See you guys next week.
Bye.
Yes. Okay, first word.
Okay.
Bug.
No.
Ant.
Close, but no.
Beetle.
Yes.
Beetlejuice.
Wow, I'm impressed. And all you got